want to go through the lab, but I decided not to do the Git repository this week, even though we talked about it a little bit. I should do it in week 2 because I think it'll be too much to throw at you all at once, to be personally honest. So this week when you submit your assignment, you'll submit it as a zip file, but next week you'll start submitting as a Git repository. So things that we're going to talk about is the things that we talked about in the lecture, but now we're going to go through and actually do it in coding. So first and foremost, set up an environment for yourself somewhere on your computer, whether you're using a Mac or PC. So like, for example, I'll go to my documents, Point Park, it's online class. And then what I'll do here is I'll actually, here I'll set up a module and I'll call this labs. Okay. And then in my labs here, I'll just call this module 1. Perfect. And this is where I'll have all my source code at. Next thing is make sure that you install the Visual Studio Code here. So that's important. So what I'm going to do is set up a folder, and I am going to say open workspace, and then I'll choose that location that I just did, documents, Point Park, courses, online, once, no, not yet, and then labs, and then I'll do module 1. That way I have all my code in here. Why did I do that? All right, bear with me. New file, let me save this. Let me see if this is how it works. All right, why is it doing that? All right, bear with me. Why is that? All right, add folder to workspace. Maybe this is what it is. I haven't used this in weeks. No, I'm forgetting. All right, that's what you do. So you have to add the folder to the workspace in order to have a workspace. Duh. All right, so now we'll create a new folder. There we go, module 1. So now I'll create a new file. And under this file, we will, see, the first thing that we'll do is alerts. So we'll do new file, and I'll call it alerts. And the thing is, .js. So .js is JavaScript, .html is HTML. So I'll just do that right there. Perfect. So what I want to do here is I want to talk about ways that we can type stuff in here. I'll make this in. Oops, I'm making it really big. Perfect. So I could type in alert, sorry. And then we could put in double quotation marks like we mentioned. We'll say the Ravens have upset the Titans today. Just like that. And hit exclamation mark or semicolon and save. And that is how you write your code. Now, in order to test it, I'll show you something that you can't do. And this is where it gets a little tricky with to get a little creative with this. So I'll go over to online and we'll go to labs, module 1. If I do that, it's not going to execute because it doesn't know what to do with it. Okay. So that's all we need. In this case, we need to create a new folder, and we'll call it alerts.html. And without any HTML stuff, we could just copy in this code here, like that, because we have an HTML thing. Actually, not all like that, because we have to put some stuff in there. So we have to do HTML tag, and then we'll do a heading, like that, and then we'll do a title, just like that, and then we'll do a body, just like that, and then in here we'll put alert. Let's see if this works. Why is it not working? Oh, because we have to use the JavaScript. Hold on, bear with me. All right, guys. So I'm back. I don't know what I'm doing. So what we could do is we could wipe all this out. It's been a while since I did this. What we could do is we have to type in script type and let it know that we're using JavaScript. As you see, it didn't know what we were using. And it didn't know what was going on. So we'll type in JavaScript like that. And we'll do it like this. So this way we don't have to actually physically write in HTML. And then we'll do alert. And we'll say today is Sunday. Just like that. And save it. And then what we could do is come out to here. I'm gonna open up as Chrome. And let's bring it over here. As you see, it says today is Sunday. So if I click on this, it pops up because that's what we told it to do. I'm gonna show you something else that you could do. You could right click here. You can do inspect. And when you do an inspect, you have this whole other guide here. You have console, you have all these other things that you can do with. And we'll talk about these other things right here. But do you know that I could type in the same code? Oops. What the heck did I do? We could type in the same code here, where I could just type in this code here. Watch. This is what's so cool about it. So I could just come in here and type in alert. It automatically knew what alert was. I don't even have to describe it as JavaScript. Like I say, today is Sunday. And look what happens. It does the same thing. So the thing is, everything that we could do in the browser, in here, we could do over here as well. Okay, so does that help? Any questions? It's traditional online. Nobody has any questions. It's almost like being in an actual class. All right, so that is alerts that we talked about in class. What else do we have here? We have variables. So if I wanted to declare a variable, like I'll do over here, I could say var vehicle equals what? Toyota. Okay. Boom. Hit enter. Oh, I gotta hit this enter real quick. All right, so it says it's undefined because we haven't called it per se. But if we typed in console.alert, or I'm sorry, console.write, and then we could type in the word vehicle like that. What would that do? Console.log. Sorry. Do console.log. And then you type in the word vehicle. It shows that it's Toyota. You could also do this. You could do, I think you could do console alert and type in vehicle. Oh no, it's just alert vehicle. And it pops up like that as well. I had to think about what it was. So we used the variable in there. So we could do all our coding right in here within here, and we could do it in here as well. What else here? We talked about, we declared a variable, we wrote it, we talked about invalid, we talked about valid stuff right there. We could go into the camel case stuff as well. So let's say that, when you do it the right way, so let's say variable college cost per course equals 4,000. I don't think that's right, but we'll just say hit enter. That's good. That's perfect. And then if I did the console.log and then just did the college, and if you do that, you see how it's using IntelliSense. I could use the right arrow over like that, and boom, it provides my values down for me, which is pretty cool. Meaningful names, college cost per course is good, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to do var x, y, z for t or rt equals 2. I don't know what that means. Okay, so bad practice here. Let's see, what else can we talk about? String. So this right here actually works good. So I can, and if I want to clear this, I could just type in clear. Or is not right? Hold on. Actually, you have to right click on it and clear console. and it clears it. So now my variables are gone. So when you clear it, your variables leave you. So if I do var city equals Seattle, like that, that's fine, just like we talked about. And then I could do a console.log and just type in city, because I'm typing the variable name, it prints it up. I could also say var city, oops, I'm gonna change it now, equals Seattle. We'll name a different city, Pittsburgh. And we could do console.log. It's gonna grab the last variable that we declared, Pittsburgh. So it's gonna have that there. So that's good, that's perfect. That works out good. All right, what else do we have to talk about? And then we talked about ways of doing it wrong. So if I did it this way, put a tick in there and hit enter, invalid exception, because it doesn't know what to do with that, as I mentioned. Let's say that we wanted to do something like this. Response equals, like we had, it's great to be Sunday. That blows up because we could use a double quotation mark here. And boom, it works fine, it defines it. So if I do a console.log and type in response, everything's great. Yeah, that's what we did. Uppercase, lowercase, use case, length. All right, so let's talk about length here. So let's say var my length. Let's do this. Var length of Twitter comments equals double quotation. Today is Super Wild Card Sunday, where 3 different games will be played. Just like that. Semicolon, close it out. Now if I take the variable name, which is length, and as soon as I hit that, I can hit enter, dot length, which is using a function, and I could just do this right here, semicolon, and it tells me the value is 70. So 70 is good. Later on, we'll talk about how we use conditional statements and add messages just like Twitter. Okay. Uppercase, lowercase. All right. So what we could do here is we could say var response. We'll say response equals response to uppercase, just like that. Open close bracket, and then we could do here is response. Oh, you know what? We didn't declare response. That might help. Var response. Oh, hold on, did we? We didn't. I'm an idiot. Let's do this. Let's start over. Var city equals Seattle. Let's just make it lowercase. Seattle. Like that. And then we could do another var variable. You want to use a different one. We'll say let me think about this. Increase city to uppercase equals city, the name of the variable, and then what do you want to do with it? Make it an uppercase, open close bracket, and then you could do console.log, and you type in increase city to uppercase, to camel case, and you see what it did. So here's what we did is I created a variable called city, and I defined it as Seattle, lowercase. Then I created another variable called increase city to uppercase. So it tells it what it's doing. Camel case equals the name of the variable dot, and what do you want it to do? So we're using this function here called uppercase. Then I did the console log, increase city to uppercase, and boom, everything's in uppercase, which is Seattle, which is brilliant. It's perfect. Okay. Now let's say we want to do that in lowercase. Okay. What we could do here is we have to change this around. We could say var response or var city equals, because Seattle is only when the function's called. Okay. So we'll make that like this. And then what we could do here is we could say var decrease city to lowercase equals city dot to lowercase right here. Open close bracket, boom. And then we can do console dot log. Oops. And then we could call in decrease like that. And there you go. You have it all in lowercase. Okay. Be right back. How to get the game on. I don't want to miss a second of it. All right, function declarations. I think we could do this in here as well. So I'm going to clear this again. And we can type in a function. And we can say evening greeting. And then you'll do an open close bracket. Then you'll do this semicolon like this. And then you can type in return. Good evening, Jeffrey. Just like this. Oh, I needed to have a semicolon there. I don't know if it'll let me put it in there. Yeah. So I can execute it. So I want to do my return value here. And then I need to, we need to close it all one line if you do it in here versus the editor. So we need an open close bracket here. And then I could type in evening greeting like that. Open close bracket. You see, you already know what's going to happen. I hit enter and boom, good evening. So this right here is our function like that. And I invoked it and it provided me a value. If I was going to do it over here, what I would do here is I would do a function. I would do it differently. A little bit differently. So I do function evening greeting like that, and then I would do return good evening Jeffrey like that. So what I would do differently is I would put this bracket down on the bottom instead of over here, but when we're working with in here, that's what you have to work with. Okay. So we created a function. Here's the body of it. Here's the return value and so forth. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, so now we could also do something like this. We could say function even, oh, we might have to declare these guys here. So if we do in here, we could do declare a variable. So we could say first name equals Jeffrey. You know what, let's use different names. Mike, and then like that. And then I say var last name equals Tomlin. Then I could do a function. You can do everything in here, which is awesome. But it'll be gone once you're done. So I'll say event greeting. And then I'll pass in these parameters. These are arguments, parameters I talked about. And what I'm expecting to be passed in here. Oh, you know, I didn't have to do that. I just realized that. Let's clear this real quick. I didn't even have to do that. Oh. I want it to blow up. I'm doing this on the fly. I just realized I have to do that. So we could type in our function. We'll have to declare a variable. Evening greeting. And we can pass in 2 arguments. First one we're looking for is first name. Second one is last name. So we can do this right here. We're setting up our function saying we're going to require this. Oops. And then we're going to do a return good evening. And we're going to do a plus. So we're going to do add, consolidate a variable. We'll say our first parameter, which is first name. And then we're going to do plus, and we're going to do a tick right here because we want there to be a space. So if we do Mike Tomlin, we don't want to be Mike Tomlin one word. So when we do this, plus last name, plus, I'll put tick, and I'll put, oops, exclamation mark, execute, and then I'll do my bracket right here. All right, so it didn't like that for some reason. That's funny. Why did it not like it? Let's see if this tick, oh, we're gonna try it this way just to see something here. Plus first name plus, oh, you know what? I bet I'm missing, I think I'm missing that thing there. Hold on. I put that here. It should have been like this. I didn't have that spaced out, so that right here, I know what to do with it. So it should work. Invalid left side assignment. Let's debug it here and just put last name. Ah, you know what? Jeez, I'm an idiot. I realize what I did now. Hold on. This is right here. I put equals this. That's silly. That should be plus. There we go. Took a while. So now if I invoke it, I can say evening greeting, pass in what values I want. So we'll say, take care, I'll say Mike Tomlin. Just like that. And look at that. Good evening, Mike Tomlin. I used single quotes, it worked. I could have did double quotes if I wanted to. So I could come in here and do Mike Tomlin. You see right there, it's gonna display it. So you see what I did here is I created my variables and I could put as many arguments as I want. I decided to put 2, I could put 4, I could put 1,000. I could put what I want. That'd be too much, but you get my gist. That is how you do your functions and your declarations. Your expressions would be like what we talked about. You could do bar score equals 34 plus 44. And then you just do your console.log and score, and boom, you have a value, 78. That's your expression. You could do something like this. You could say Lakers equals 89. Oops. You could say var heat, Miami Heat equals 88. And then you could say var total score equals Lakers plus heat. And you could do your console.log total score. Boom, there you go. Oh, maybe if I spell log right. There you go. And that is pretty much it, guys. Oh, you know what? I did the score plus 2 as well. That's it. Next week we'll talk about Git repositories. So I want you guys to do this. Actually, this week you don't have to do it in here. I want you to do it in here and send me a screenshot PDF format. And that's it. Just follow the assignment. You follow this, you'll be good. If you have questions, reach me out on Element. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.